It's Geek Week on YouTube, and I thought that I would like to make a video to kind of get in on the geeky action because I am a major geek about so many things.
Harry Potter, no. Board games, no. Scrubs, no. Gilmore Girls.
Today, I'm going to talk you through my Pokemon Dream Team. Game Boy. That's the Pokemon I like. And I'm going to be talking today specifically about this leaf green version because it's my favourite. It's got all of your traditional Pokemon. I did a playthrough of this again, which was super fun on my little Game Boy Micro. I've got gold as well, which is also super fun, but if I had to pick a favourite, I just love the classics. I've also taken the liberty of drawing beautiful little, highly creative and artistically accurate Pokemon sketches. I dug out my textures from primary school. Check this bad boy out. Are you ready for this? Just a little bit of headbanging because that's excellent. I put this game aside at the point where I had defeated the 8 gyms because I played it obsessively for a couple of days. The party I had by that point was pretty great, pretty invincible, and pretty representative of my ideal kind of balanced party of Pokemon. I love water Pokemon. They're probably my favourite. And I always like to have a water Pokemon because it's useful when you learn Surf so you can get around. Plus they're great at fighting fire, ground, rock. Like they're just really, and even effective against most things except for grass. My first Pokemon is Lapras. Because it's a water and ice Pokemon, it can learn some pretty cool moves. Here's Lapras. Now this one did not turn out all that well. So it's a super cool Pokemon because it's big enough to ride on and it's got like a giant shell and it just has a nice face. Next on my Pokemon Dream Team is my grass Pokemon. I started with a fire Pokemon, which we'll get to later, which I never do. And I needed to get a Pokemon that could defeat ground and dark and rock type Pokemon because in this game you encounter them quite early. But my stupid fire Pokemon was just like not useful against them at all. So I caught myself a Bellsprout. See it there? And this Pokemon is awesome. It can poison and it inflicts a huge amount of damage. Here it is. And I gave this one a nickname. This one is called Bell. Very original, I know. Next, we have my ground Pokemon. Electric moves can't be used against it. And my favorite, like ground, rock, normal type Pokemon is Dugtrio. I think this might be one of my better drawings. Pretty good, right? I was pleased with this one. Next up is a super cool Pokemon. Look at this bad boy. That's right. That's a Zapdos. That is a level 50 Zapdos. A legendary Pokemon. It has a move called Drill Peck, which is just a flying move, but it is ridiculously strong. Plus it learns some really cool electric moves. Turned out pretty well. I'm not a huge fan of bird Pokemon in general, but you really do need them around. My starting Pokemon for this turned into a giant fire dragon, which I have to admit is pretty great, and by the end I was just wiping out everybody with my giant fire dragon. There he is. It doesn't look quite as menacing as I was going for, but I think it's still pretty recognizable. My favorite Pokemon, potentially out of all Pokemon, is this dude. Maybe my favorite Pokemon of all. I really love this Pokemon. Look at that. Snorlax is the greatest. I love Snorlax for so many reasons. For a start, it's a giant mountain Pokemon. And out of all the Pokemon, it's kind of like the pacifist. It's kind of like the Gandhi of Pokemon. Unless you make it angry, then it's like the Incredible Hulk of Pokemon. Rest puts it to sleep for I think 2 turns. So it goes to sleep, it heals. Next turn you snore, it inflicts a huge amount of damage while still asleep, then it wakes up. Amazing. I did not pick my colours all that well, but I still think it's recognizable. Geeks of the world. My favourite Pokemon, an artistic rendition, Snorlax. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it has not been informative whatsoever. A heart so Play more games. Wait, that's Will Wheaton's tag. Bye! No, that's Daily Grace.